Hello everyone, thank you for coming to the MGS channel. Where I'm going to show you today is how to get weeds, an easy way, how to get the weeds out of your driveway, on your sidewalk, or wherever there's weeds that you want to get out of an area. But today's topic is about the driveway because this is where a lot of our weeds are. We did not keep up with them, and the weeds just got carried away. Our driveway looks like a yard. So basically what I'm going to do is show you an easy way of how to not have to spray chemicals down, because you could do that. You could waste a lot of money on spraying, because when you spray, you want to do it on a very hot day. And a lot of people don't want you to spray chemicals on their property. They want them just taken up and out of the way. So what I'm going to do is show you how an easy way to do it. So I want you to stay tuned, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here. And here's the topic though. If your kids, especially if you have kids and they're tired of sitting in the house, here's a great job for them to be able to do something. It's beautiful out, it's nice out, and they're talking about, I ain't got nothing to do, I'm bored, I want to see my friends. Well, okay then, if you have a driveway that is full of weeds, instead of buying a bunch of spray, send them kids out there, give them $5. I mean, you don't even have, you can make that their chore, actually, since they're crying about not being in school or having nothing to do. This is something that they can do. They're in the fresh air, they're getting exercise, because you got to bend low to grab it. So if you follow me on, I'll show you how to do it. Let's go. Hello, welcome back. So you followed me from over there to over here. And now what I want to show you is how to get the weeds. We're low to the ground, and that's what I was saying about kids getting exercise. They got to bend down, they got to be on their knees to pick this stuff up. But here's what it is. If it's dry in your driveway, the weeds are not going to come up real easy because the ground is not loosened up. So what you want to do is have your water hose or a bucket of water, or however you want to do it, but you want to moisten the area. You're moistening the area, and basically after you're done letting the water soak about 5 to 10 minutes, so you want to wait a little bit. Ahead of time I soaked this a little bit, but because I want to show you that you're able to really get the weeds out of the ground much easier. So what you want to do in a driveway though, or anywhere, you want to try to get close to the root system. So you can have gloves on. I have my fingers. Hey, why not come play in the dirt, right? You know, and kids like to play in the dirt. So hey, come on now, kids, get low and pull some weeds. So anyways, what you want to do after you have all the gravel and everything away from the area, what you want to do, and the noise you hear is just there's so many people out working now, because there's people cutting grass, there's people fixing porches, and I'm out here showing you how to pick weeds. So what you want to do is you want to get real low to the root system. And what you want to do is pull, and see, sometimes it doesn't come up, you know, and the root system. So this weed I just pulled, now they're going to grow back. So let me get another one though, because we soaked the area. What you want to do is you want to wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. You're close to the ground, wiggle it, and I'll tell you, it comes up. Here's the whole root system. Perfect. And I mean, since you're sending your kids out there, you want to be able to teach them and show them and watch this video. And like I said, look at that. The root system came up. I don't have to worry about this weed coming back and having to redo it again in that area. But so let's do another one. Make sure all the gravel is away. Wiggle it as you're pulling slowly. Don't do it real fast, because if you pull real fast, and sometimes the root system will come up, but sometimes I'll do this one because it's deep. Look at that. The root system didn't come up. It's just leaves. That's going to grow back. Again, here's another big weed. You wiggle, 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 pull, 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 wiggle, 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 and here's the root system. Look at all that. You do not have to worry about the weed coming back because now the system. And what you do is you throw this in the woods. If you have woods, if you don't, put it in a wheelbarrow. If you don't have a wheelbarrow, put it on a tarp, or get a bag, put it into a bag, and get rid of them. But I'll tell you, this stuff is good fertilizer. If you have a spot in your yard, you can just pile it up, stack it, and it will die and it become really good fertilizer. But you want to make sure it's dead so the root system and the seeds do not spread more junk in your driveway. So again, this is a really good job, or whatever you want to say for your kids. Give them as a chore, but they'll be outside, they'll be able to enjoy the fresh air, and you can do this in the cool of the day. You don't have to do it in the steaming hot sun. Do it in the nice, cool, shady day, and there you go. Pull some weeds, and like I said, it takes time, but we're all quarantined anyways. People don't have jobs, so why not get something to do? Kids are complaining about not basically having nothing to do, so why not? And I'll tell you, if you don't have any weeds, go look around and see if your neighbors do, and the older folks in your neighborhood and people that don't have kids, send your kids down there to go pull some weeds. Give them something to do because, quote, quote, they're complaining about being in the house. This is a perfect learning and time-consuming job. So thanks for coming. We're going to have a lot more videos about how to get and cut grass and just a lot of things on a lot of topics. So tune in, and we're going to move down this way, though. I'm going to show you something else. So come on and follow me. Okay, thanks for coming back, and here we go to the next way of getting grass or weeds out of your driveway. You want a black tarp. It got to be a black tarp because that absorbs the sun and will make it real hot underneath. And what you want to do is put a brick or a big rock at the end of it, and it takes a couple of days unless it's really hot. So if it's a really hot day, 80, 90 degrees, this will work fantastic. So I'm going to come down here and I'll show you that it's starting to die. It hasn't really been down on a hot day, but it takes a while. You'll see that it starts to turn yellow, and that means it's starting to die. And also, after it dies off though, you either want to spray it with a chemical, a weed killer basically, but if you don't want to use poison, you can always mix, one of them containers that you buy, a salt basically. So what you want to do is when you buy salt, get the whole container, get 2 gallons of water, and dump the whole box into your water, and make sure it's hot, really boiling hot water. Mix it, stir it, and make sure it's all mixed. And then what you do is you pour it on the grass after it dies off. And the reason why you want to do this is because salt, and you can't do it on a rainy day, you got to do it on a hot day, but salt takes oxygen out of plants. Yeah, I mean, it suffocates them basically. So that's how you got to do it. And I'll tell you, it's a great idea. It's a great way to get your kids to have something to do. And like I said, hey, if your kids are around me, send them down and we'll have them pull some weeds out of the driveway, and we'll give them something to do and they'll stop being bored. As you can see right here, we got a pile of weeds right there. We put it in the bucket, and then depending on if you have a place to throw them, you can just set them in a pile, let them dry up and die, and they become fertilizer and back to dirt. So thank you for watching the whole video. But what I want to do is just show you the 4 things that you need. Basically, after you're done pulling the weeds out of the ground, all you have to do is you're going to need a bucket, You're going to need a gallon of water, not tea. There's tea in here. So, you know, fill a jug up with water, pour it in here, and make sure it's warm water, a little bit hot, because the mixture you're going to put in here needs to dissolve. So you need two gallons of water in a bucket. You're going to get salt, regular salt. The whole container needs to go into this bucket. After it's done, mix it up. Let it dissolve. Make sure it's dissolved. And what you want to do, though, pour it into a pot. And now you got the salt with water mixture. You want to boil it, get it, make sure it's all dissolved, boil it, and then after it's done sitting, what you want to do is you can put it in a spray container, or, I mean, I recommend, because what you're doing is you want to soak the ground after you pull the weeds, okay? After you do all the pulling of the weeds, you want the ground to dry out. So 3 days, you need 3 hot days. And what you want to do, because if it rains, it's going to dilute the salt water, and this is pointless to do. But if you have 3 days, the day before, pull the grass out, you have to spray the ground with water, because the wetter the ground, the easier it is to pull weeds. So what you want to do is let the ground get real dry. And after that, because here's the thing, the root system, even though you pulled out most of the root system, there's still some roots in there. And also, when you were pulling the weeds, seeds and stuff were falling on the ground. So what you want to do is, after you make your mixture, it's warm, all that, basically, I mean, you can leave it in here or you can dump it in here, and however you want to use it. But what you want to do is take a cup and pour. You can pour it on the area, however you want to use a cup, or just take the pot out and pour it on the ground. You want to soak that area with the salt water. And what that's going to do is the roots that are left, the seeds, it's going to dry the seeds up because it's salt. And also the root system, though, because you let it dry out, and now the little roots that were left are thirsty. So because of that, now what's going to happen is when you pour that salt water on the ground, and like I said, you want it to be dissolved, because you don't want, when it goes through the dirt to get to the roots, you don't want it to just filter out. What you want to do is make sure it's dissolved. You can even let it sit for 5-10 minutes. Make sure, you know, it's, and here's what it is. Make sure it comes to a boiling point, and then you can turn it down. Because like I said, you want it to be dissolved. And then you pour it on the ground as so, and then you do that one application. And so if there's 3 hot days, the first day, pour it on the area where you pulled the weeds. The second day, it'll be fine. Later in that second day, because it's going to dry out, it's a hot day, you can do the application again. And then the third day, you could do that application. And I'll tell you, it sounds like, you know, a job, but this is cheap, okay? Chemical spray, when you spray a chemical down, depending on what township it is, you have to have a license to spray poison, especially in a driveway, because if it rains, that poison is going to run out and it's going to go into the gutters, and you're not allowed to do that. So into the sewer system. So you're not allowed to do that. You would have to get a license or hire somebody. But that's thousands of dollars when you can use salt. Okay, salt works. I've done it. I've been a landscaper for years of my life. I've used this process. Yes, it takes some time, but it kills the root system off, and it will make your driveway or sidewalk or wherever you're trying to, you know, and here's the thing, don't use it in your garden, because it's going to kill your plants too, because what salt does is it takes the oxygen out of the plant. So don't use it in your garden. Use it where it's a big area, you want to kill off a certain area. Don't pour it on your grass, because you're going to kill it. So pour it where you pulled the weeds out. That's the best way to do it. That's all the advice I can give you. But like I said, I have used this process, so I know it works. But you have to do it right. You have to do it step by step. So I need you to click that subscribe button. I need you to, if you need any more questions, but I'll also write it down in the description of what you need and basically how to use it. So I thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for staying into the end. But I want you to know that we're going to have a lot more other videos coming out. We have another video that's going to be coming out. It's about airplanes landing and a good video. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and you'll see me again. So I got a lot of videos, and if you ever want to know about something, write in the description, ask me questions, and I'll totally get back to you when I can. It might not be recent or real quick, but I will get back to you. And if it's a question that I can't answer, I will answer it. And I'll even do a video on it. If I can, I'll do a video on it, and I'll show how it should be done. Everything I do is from start to finish. That's what my videos are about, and that's who I am. I'm real with what I talk about. I don't fool around. I love having fun in my videos sometimes, but I like getting to the point, because I know when I usually look things up, it's hard to find the person who's taking the situation serious and taking me step by step to where I need to be. So that's what my channel is about. So if you want to learn or know stuff, hey, get your get a pen, get your paper, and that's it. Like I said, I'm out here in the yard. I love fresh air. I love nice weather. Soon it's going to be cold, but hey, for right now it's beautiful. I got to enjoy it. But you're going to even see me outside in the winter. I'll be doing videos. Like I said, I don't need to put fake trees behind me or a mansion or anything. This is reality, and I get to the point. And so I hope you tune in. I hope you like my video. Click that like button, or even click down. If you don't like it, I want to know, because I want to be able to get my video better and even put more details in it if that's what this is lacking. So if you need it, ask me questions, basically. So I thank you, and you have a good day.